Welcome to Blazing Baseball, episode 14. And today is the day that the Astros debut their City Connect uniforms. So it'll be fun to see that happening today.
Yeah, they have those hot flaming socks. They're going to all run faster.
Yep. Yep. It'll say Space City on the uniforms too. So
What fun, huh? It's great for
it's
baseball.
gonna look good. Oh yeah.
Great for the Astros.
Yeah, and before I was saying the Nats were the only other team that had this kind of jersey. What I was meaning was they're the only ones that have got the new jerseys this year. There was some MLB debuts last year, and we're the second one this year to finally get one.
Sooner the better.
Oh yeah,
the fun uniforms.
Yep,
the fans are gonna love them.
Oh yeah. Already, I already love them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in action yet either, but
hopefully they're going to help the Astros to win tonight. Unfortunately, last night the Astros lost to the Angels in Houston in front of 30,000 fans. They lost 7-2. We didn't get a lot of hitting. We had 6 hits. Penna led off. He had 1 hit. Bregman had 1 hit and an RBI, and Penna had an RBI. That was the most of the hitting for the game. Alvarez was 0 for 3. Yuli had 1 hit, and McCormick in center field had 2 hits. So he had a total of 6 hits, but only 2 runs. On the other hand, the Angels had 13 hits. They were slamming the ball. Ward had 2 hits. Rendon had 2 hits. Mayfield had 2 hits. Adele had 3 hits. They had a total of 13 hits on the night, and they were an offensive hitting machine. On the pitching side, Valdez got the loss. He pitched for 4 innings. He gave up 6 earned runs. He had 3 strikeouts and 2 bases on balls. Abreu pitched for 1 inning, and he gave up a run. So that's how we got to 7 runs. Blanco, Mashinki, and Baez all pitched for about an inning, and they were effective. They didn't give up any runs. The winning pitcher was Ortega. He's 1-1. He pitched 2 innings. The starting pitcher, Sandoval, went 4 innings. He gave up 4 hits and 1 run. He had 5 strikeouts. So the pitching for the Angels was superior, and they won the game 7-2, and they took over the American League West's first place position, a half a game ahead of the Astros. We'll go over the standings later in the podcast, but Astros are knocked out of first place as of last night, so they got to get back today. We'll go over the next game for tonight.
Yeah, so for tonight we have Jake Odorizzi on the mound, and he is 0-1, but and ERA is 6.48 with 3 strikeouts.
Right.
And then first up is Penna at shortstop, batting .333, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and then Brantley at second at left field, batting .293, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs. Bregman on third base, .263 average, 2 home runs, and 8 RBIs. Alvarez DH at .227 average and 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Tucker batting .103 and 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. Gurriel batting .161. And we have Goodrum at second base at .167. And Castro is no stats on him right now.
He's catching from Maldonado, right?
Mm-hmm. And Siri center field at .286, 1 home run, 3 RBIs, and 1 stolen base.
Yeah.
And then for the Angels, we have Ohtani pitching, and he is 0-2 with a 7.56 ERA and 14 strikeouts. And
14.
Then first up will be Ohtani, batting .216, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. Ward batting at right field, batting .33, 1 home run, 1 RBI, 1 stolen base. Walsh at first base, batting .314 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Rendon batting .219 with 1 home run and 3 RBIs and 2 stolen bases. Marsh at center field, batting .276 with 1 home run, 10 RBIs, and 1 stolen base.
Yeah.
Stassi is batting two. Max Stassi is the catcher, batting .250 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. And then Adele is left field, batting .231 with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. And then Wade is second base, batting .360 with 4 RBIs and 2 stolen bases. And Velazquez is batting .167 at shortstop with 1 RBI and 2 stolen bases.
Well, that's the lineup for tonight's game at 6:40 at Minute Maid Park, Houston, Texas. Astros will be wearing their new uniforms.
5:40 Central Time.
That's correct. Double check that one.
Yep, and around the league right now, we have the Brewers and the Pirates playing. The Brewers are winning 0-4 in the top of the 4th. And we also have the Guardians and White Sox playing. The White Sox losing 1-10 to the Guardians in the middle of the 6th. And then we have the Phillies losing to the Rockies 0-2, middle of the 3rd. And then the Braves and the Dodgers are playing, and the Dodgers are winning currently 0-2 in the bottom of the 3rd.
Okay. Kicking off the, I guess, getting ready for the weekend series. Yankees. You want to go over the Yankees?
Oh, yep. So the Yankees won yesterday. It was a 4-2 game over the Tigers.
Yeah. The Yankees in Detroit won the game 4-2. Hicks had 2 hits and an RBI. Judge had a hit. Stanton had a hit at DH. Lemieux had a hit and an RBI. So Hicks and Lemieux had the 2 RBIs that won the game. They had 2 unearned RBIs also. That's how they got the 4 runs to win the game. Tigers had 2 runs on 4 hits. And Grossman had the RBI single, and Castro, shortstop, had an RBI sacrifice fly. So Cole was the pitcher for the Yankees. He only went for 1.2 innings. He gave up 2 earned runs. He had 1 hit, but he had 5 base on balls. So he was a little wild early in the game. He did have 3 strikeouts. Schmidt came in and pitched 3 1/3 innings. He got the win for the Yanks. He gave up no runs and 2 hits. The bullpen was strong. The Peralta, Holmes, Castro all pitched well, gave up no runs, and Chapman got the save. He pitched for an inning, had a strikeout, and no runs. So Chapman came in, he had good control, and Yankees won the game 4-2. The losing pitcher was Alexander for the Detroit Tigers. There were 15,498 fans at Commercia Park in Detroit. So tonight's game at the Detroit Tigers will lead off with Severino, the pitcher for the Yankees. He's their best pitcher. He's going to be leading off with the
Yankees, and he is
right-hand
1-0
pitching.
And he has a 2.25 ERA and 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, he's good.
And then Hicks will be batting first at left field with a 3.45 average with 1 home run, 3 RBIs, and 1 stolen base. Judge at center field, batting .250 with 1 home run and 1 RBI, 1 stolen base. Rizzo at first base, batting .200 with 3 RBIs, 8 RBIs, 1 stolen base.
Mhm.
Stanton at right field, batting .256 with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. LeMahieu at third base, batting .313 with
Yeah.
1 home run and 3 RBIs. Donaldson at DH, batting .182 with 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Torres at second base, batting .161 with 1 home run and 2 RBIs. Kenner Falefa at shortstop, batting .258 with 2 stolen bases. And then Higashioka at catcher, batting .103. And then for the Tigers, we have Eduardo Rodriguez,
Right.
left-hand pitcher.
Throwing a lefty at him.
He is 0 for 1 with a 5.87 ERA and 7 strikeouts. And then Grossman will be up first at right field, batting .130 with 2 RBIs. Meadows at left field, batting .370 with 2 RBIs. Shoop at second base, batting .132 with 1 home run and 3 RBIs.
Mm-hmm.
And then Candelario at third base, batting .135 with 2 RBIs. And then Cabrera at DH, batting .281 with 3 RBIs. Reyes at center field, batting .188 with 3 RBIs.
Mhm.
Torkelson at first base, batting .207 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. And then
Mhm.
Castro at shortstop, batting .188 with 1 RBI. And then Barnhart at catcher, batting .125.
Yeah. Their averages are pretty low. Their batting averages, they have Meadows is their top hitter at .370. The rest of them are around 200. Okay, so that should bode well for the Yankees tonight. Let's see where the standings are after we got about
Yep. So in
10
standings
games
in
in.
AL East, Toronto's first by half a game
over the Red Sox.
over the Red Sox, and then Yankees are
in
third.
third place, 5-5.
And then we have the White Sox first in AL Central
Solid.
by 2 games. And then
Yeah.
the Angels in first of the AL West by half a game over the Houston Astros.
Yeah.
And then NL East is the Mets, 2.5 games over the Braves. And then in the NL Central, we have the Cards, half a game over the Cubs. And then in the NL West, we have the Dodgers and San Fran tied 1 game over the Rockies.
And they're both 7-2. So they have high records. All right, so those are the standings where we are after about 10 games. So that's the beginning of the season. That's the snapshot.
And how's ET looking?
UT lost last night 14-2 to Air Force at the Dish here in Austin, Texas, at University of Texas. They didn't pitch very well. They were losing 8-0 and ended up losing 14-2. So they struggled with Air Force. They're going to play again tonight, starting at 4:00 here at the Dish in Austin. Hopefully they'll come back because they're playing a 2-game series. It'll be the rubber match to come back and tie it up. Longhorns are 6-6 in the Big 12 conference, and overall they're 26-13, and they're ranked 10th in college baseball, even after that loss. So hopefully they'll come back and bounce back tonight against Air Force.
Yep.
All right.
And then news around the league, we have Colorado Rockies, Charlie Blackmon to endorse Sportsbook, becoming first active MLB player to do so.
Is that gambling?
This is written by David Purdom of ESPN. Yep. So him and Maxim Bet have reached a partnership that will have the 4-time All-Star appearing as a brand ambassador in marketing campaigns, promotions, and social media content, and at fan events for the online sportsbook.
Wow.
So this is a first.
That's a first.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, but it's
Blackman per MLB policy is not allowed to promote betting on baseball specifically, but can endorse the sports book in general.
Okay, so they're going to try to separate the betting from the sports book, which I don't know how they're going to possibly do that, but that's what they're going to try to do because they're not trying to endorse betting, but he's going to get paid to endorse the sports book. Wow, it's a little complicated. It's tough for an active player to be involved with this. I'm not sure that's the right thing to be doing. Gambling is gambling. He's
Yeah.
an active player.
It says right here, the deal between Blackman and Maxim Bet is the latest example of MLB's embrace of the expanding legal sports betting market in the United States.
Wow.
Legal bookmakers are operating in 30 states and the District of Columbia, and multiple MLB ballparks are putting in physical sportsbook spaces.
Yeah, but the players are playing the game, and if the player was bet, then that
That's
could change
illegal.
the outcome of a game somehow.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure that's the right way to approach this, but I know it's freedom of speech thing. So I guess we have to wait to see what's really going to happen as the players are endorsing the sports book and actively playing in a game where you never know. They might miss a pitch and strike out instead of getting a hit, and that would change the outcome of the game. You never know. I'm sure that won't happen, but that's a possibility.
Yeah, I guess
with gambling.
Yeah, they're getting this is being allowed because he's not saying like bet on the Rockies or bet against the Rockies. He's just saying, hey, if you're gonna bet, go to Maxim Bet over
sports book.
Other sports books are, and the big ones that come to mind are like DraftKings.
Right, the DraftKings big, and they're big.
So he's saying like he's being paid by this company, which I believe it says it's already only in Colorado right now.
Okay,
this company.
So that's the first time that I got an active player endorsing a sportsbook gambling situation. Wow. Okay, well, he's not going to be the last one, that's for sure. So the other ones are also going to have some major league players endorsing them because they're going to get paid a lot of money for it.
Yeah, it says this only operates in Colorado, Maxim Bet, and has announced plans to expand into Iowa and Indiana.
Yeah, they got to do it by state. They got to get state approval. Okay. Wow. Things have changed. I remember when Pete Rose he checked it from the league because he bet on a baseball game and they wouldn't let him I don't think they still let him into the Hall of Fame. So he's been banned. He was banned because he placed a bet on a baseball game. So it's come full circle for Major League Baseball. Some announcement today. Wow.
Yeah, so he was like actually betting on like a team winning or losing.
Yeah, a different team, not his team.
Yeah.
But he bet on another team. They caught him and they banned him.
Yeah, that's a little bit different from Charlie Blackman.
Right.
But
yes, it's definitely different. Right.
It definitely highlights the severity of it.
Yeah.
Of betting on games.
Yeah. Well, you can't have active players be betting on games because that's a problem. That's a conflict of interest. It could be a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it happens.
I mean, if a player was betting on his own team, I think that's one thing. You know, that's pretty positive. But what if the player bet against his own team? I mean, then that's a bad conflict, and we don't want that to happen because this is Major League Baseball. Yeah.
But yeah, and then we also want to play by we want to promote the rules, so we don't want players betting on themselves either.
That's correct.
Just so it's fair for
enough pressure as it is trying to win the pennant and then the World Series. So plenty of pressure around for that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And then also around the league, there was, and this article was brought to us by CBSSports.com by Shanna McCarrison. And this article goes nicely explains really well what happened between the Reds and the Padres.
Yeah.
And so, it says there was a knocker collision during a play at the plate with slugger Luke Voit and catcher Tyler Stephenson, who suffered a concussion on Tuesday night.
Yeah, from the Reds.
Yep, against the Padres.
Yep.
Stephenson entered concussion protocol after the play, which will leave the Reds without their starting catcher for at least 7 days. Many Padres players, including left fielder Tommy Pham, are not happy that Voit made contact with Stephenson on the play. It goes on to what he said. And there's also a video embedded into this that shows it. And we both watched it. And the other interesting part is the Reds manager comment on it. He said, looking back on the replay, not too happy about the slide. Farmer said, not too often you see a runner slide and grab someone's head and slam it to the ground like that. Usually trying to reach the bag. Maybe that's what he was trying to do. After looking at the replay, it looked like a wrestling move to Tyler's head and snapped it down. I've never really seen someone's hands go to a catcher's head on the slide.
Yeah, it was a hard slide. It was an odd play. The catcher caught the peg. He reached in to tag him out. Voigt slid super hard and hit him with his right elbow and knocked his helmet and his face mask off his head. And it was a pretty violent collision.
Sorry, correction. That was Farmer said that, and he is not the manager. He is the
shortstop.
Yeah, shortstop.
He's the shortstop.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's an active player.
Though, yeah.
Active player. Yeah, okay. So the active player said that. Yeah. So it was a rough play. After the umpires reviewed it, they said there was nothing illegally done. Put it up to being a close play at the plate, a hard slide, a really awkward angle that the catcher was going in to tag him out. He tagged him out, so he got him. So the play was very positive, but he's injured. So we don't know exactly how long he'll be out with the concussion protocol, but I think it's a week just to watch him and then see how he goes from there. But he took a shot in the head, and it's a tough one. I was a catcher when I was in high school, and it's a tough position to play, the toughest position on the field, and you do take a lot of incoming bodies on slides to the plate. So you're expecting it and you're ready. The catcher was ready. It was a close play, and the catcher made a great play. Voigt's arm was high and caught him in the head and knocked him down pretty hard. So it was a hard play. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Yeah.
So after reviewing it, so you do you believe the umps got this correct, or is there going to be like, okay, so you think you got it correct?
Yeah.
But now, do you think after this has happened and we have the comment from the shortstop,
yeah,
do you think this will make the league maybe look into this and maybe change the how the rule wording is right now currently?
I don't think so.
Or they're just gonna.
I think they're gonna.
Maybe this is just the end of it after.
I think they're gonna let it go the way that it's standing right now. Catcher knows when there's an incoming runner, there could be a bad collision. It's been part of the game since day one. Fortunately, not that many catchers get hurt, or even the base runner can get hurt too. Voigt could have broke his arm. So I mean, it works both ways. Fortunately, the catcher has equipment on, covers his legs, has his chest covered with the padding. He also can have his face mask on and his helmet. So that catcher has some protection. And usually they keep that on when there's going to be a close play at the plate for good reason. And this is the reason why. Yeah. Tough being a catcher.
Do you think this is going to like make more base runners
be aggressive,
maybe lead with their hands now more,
well,
instead of sliding?
You know, it's possible that they could try to knock the ball out of the catcher's mitt with their hands. That wasn't the case in this play. He was just kind of, his head was like low, and he hit him with his elbow, but he was just trying to knock the ball loose. But it wasn't going to where the ball was. It was going at his head, actually.
Well, so what he said, I believe, is that he was just trying to slide for home.
He was. Yeah, he was definitely trying to score. And it's just that he was a little high on the slide. But it was an odd play because the catcher reached across in the front to do the tag from left to right. So it was a unique play.
Yeah, so Voight said I wasn't trying to take him out or anything. The slugger said, I guess my elbow just kind of smoked his head a little bit.
Yeah.
Hope he's all right. No hard feelings. It's baseball. I wasn't trying to make it dirty or anything. I'm just trying to make a play, obviously. Unfortunately, I was out, so I ended up getting the short end of the stick on it too.
Well, yeah, he was out. No question about it. It was a great play by the catcher. He held on to the ball, which is hard to do with that kind of collision. So a lot of credit that catcher held on to the ball and made the play at the end. So the base runner was out.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess there's probably going to be a John Boy breakdown on this.
Okay.
And so,
All right. We'll check that out. See what they
oh
say.
yeah, definitely.
All
So
right.
I feel like there'll be a lot of comments on it
Yeah.
on that
A
video.
controversial play.
And so that's our hypothesis, is that everything is just kind of just stay the same
Yep.
for this baseball rule.
I think so.
Heard you here first on Blazing Baseball.
Blazing baseball.
All right. Anything else you want to go over before we wrap up?
It's another great day baseball tonight. We're going to be watching the Astros and the Yankees. Hopefully, we're going to get 2 more victories, and hopefully, the Longhorns will come back and beat Air Force this afternoon.
Well, yep. And we'll catch you next time on Blazing Baseball. Peace.
Peace out.